Welcome back once again, everybody, to FTB Mod Pack, or if you prefer, Fold the Baboon. Last time I actually managed to find a buttload of diamonds. Literally, I had a butt on hand. I filled it up to the brim. I was like, oh my goodness, I have never filled one of these completely before with this many diamonds. Now, on camera I managed to get 16, which is awesome. Past that, I managed to do another 6. It would have actually been 8, but it turns out that I'm god awful at catching things before they fall in lava, so I ended up losing an additional 2. I didn't find 8 all in one nice neat little pile either. I ended up finding 4 in one pile and another 4 in another pile, both by lava slightly further down the path that I was already currently on. So yeah, I think I've got plenty of diamonds to kind of set me for a few. I don't really need to do anything with them aside from maybe make a quarry and some nice piping. If I want to do any sort of sorting system, since red power's not in, I have to rely on things like diamond pipes, which is totally cool. I use diamond pipes. Unfortunately, while I was down there, I had to make an additional pick because I came across so much lapis, I went across more gold, and I really wanted to collect all this stuff, so I ended up having to make a few detours. A few more detours than I would have really liked. And yeah, so now I've got to make a little bit more iron. But hey, I've got a ton of iron now, right? I've got plenty of coal on hand. Let's see how my my coke furnaces are doing before I get too underway. Nice, nice. Got 17 there, 17 there, and 16 here. Totally awesome. I have 63 coal coke, which is a ton of power. Store those in there. Also, I'm going to go ahead and take out all my other ores. If you're curious what I'm using to pull stuff out, I'm just Control, Shift, and clicking. I think this only works if you're in recipe mode or utility mode. I think if you're in creative or cheat mode or whatever, it duplicates items or makes it to a stack of 64 or something. I don't know, it's something like that. Refilled my buckets. That's everything on the other one. I need to take that though. And we're just going to stash all this stuff on in here. Just like if you shift click, it normally just moves everything over there anyway. Same principle, except it's move all of a kind of item. Throw these in here because they're plant stuffs, and yes. Right, so I needed to make a couple more refined iron. Let's see, how many did I need to make total? Let's go ahead and resort. We'll do 18, that's fine. I'll have use for it regardless of whether I use it right now or not. Also, let's snag some coal coke. This should be able to burn that whole stack by itself. I still have my cables, that's good. It's raining and the rain feels really loud to me, although I don't think it's quite as loud for you guys. I have my volume turned substantially lower on my end. Like, if you never noticed that I adjust sound, it's because I already have sound set to 10 and 10. And a lot of people end up having to adjust sound manually once they start a series, and I figured, oh, I'll go ahead and do that before I actually record anything, and that's usually just a prerequisite before I start recording. However, this rain is like stupidly loud, and I hope you guys can actually hear me. I'm gonna collect these cocoa beans because why the heck not? I'm growing them in here for a reason. They look cool. They almost look like little lamps, like little Japanese paper lamps. Or actually, I'm not really sure what origin in Asia they come from, but I assume Japanese because I've seen them in more like traditional ceremony sort of stuff that seem to be in Japanese settings. In any case, throw out some more cocoa bean pods. If I ever want to make cookies, I've got copious amounts of coca. Always Coca-Cola. Like so. Throw the remainder in there. Let's move all my foods upstairs here. Since this is kind of my living quarters, I'm gonna move food, flowers, things like that in there, the leathers, that is. What else? That, and that, and that, and that. Didn't I have some red mushrooms? I tossed them, didn't I? Man. God, I'm also going to need to set up a sugarcane farm. I really should have done that a while ago, but I haven't gotten around to it just because. Sugarcane's totally worthwhile. You need a lot of it in order to make books, and I'm going to throw in a writing desk because I've given it a lot of consideration, and I think I would probably want to do some miscraft because I know this is a lot of diamonds. At least for me, it feels like a lot of diamonds, especially considering how much of FTB I've played without finding nearly that many diamonds. I could stand to have more, and if I have a really massive supply of resources on hand, then I can probably get away with doing a lot of things and be able to make all kinds of crazy machines and crazy contraptions and have basically my pick of the game. Also, look how much it smelts for basically nothing. That's awesome. Let's see. I need to make the macerator, which is right here. I have my redstone, I have my cables, I have my machine block already pre-made. Yeah. Actually, I didn't need that many refined iron. Oh, cool. I guess it's cool that I already have it then. Let's go ahead and make the circuit. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Refined iron in the middle. Copper cables insulated on top and bottom. And then 2 redstone make an electronic circuit. Let's snatch out a couple cobblestone. And I have my flint on hand apparently. We'll go ahead and put in this down here. Machine block next to it. Not up there, silly. Right there. And then 3 flints across the top, and we have a macerator. The biggest downfall I found with macerators is that they seem to take ages to actually do anything worthwhile. So it's kind of not necessarily win-win. Also, as you can see, I got all my iron smelted out of that, and I still have a lot of power left. It's because coal coke lasts 4 times as long as regular coal in a furnace. Coal produces 4,000 EU per item. Coal coke produces 16,000 EU per item. Just a heads up. I know a lot of people think that the coal coke is basically doubling coal's effectiveness. No, that's 4 times the actual EU. So you're looking at something that instead of producing only 8 items for 1 coal, you're producing 32 items for 1 coke. So yeah, that's really the massive reason why I choose to use coal coke. If you didn't know. Let's see, so I have my macerator. I was going to make a battery box, but in order to do that, I'm going to need a little bit of tin. And because I wanted to try and be as effective as possible at this, I wanted to macerate some tin. So I'm going to need a total of 4 for 1 single battery. I need 3 batteries, so I need 12. Total 10, meaning 6 ore going into the macerator. Also probably wouldn't hurt to connect the macerator to the generator, like so. The generator's still got some power in it, however it's going to probably pretty quickly burn through this stuff because macerators use a decent enough amount of power, I suppose. I'm just going to go ahead and stick that guy in there to keep this thing topped off. Let's have a look at our coal cokes. Actually, wow, these things seem to be going faster than once every 3 minutes. Maybe they've adjusted the time frame recently that I do not know about. In any case, it's wonderful that we have plenty of coal coke on hand because, like I've said, that's a massively easy way to get a lot of energy. So yeah. Next, I guess I build my bat box, which I'm going to have to go down there to point it downward and get the energy to these guys, which I'm just going to run out my machines in a row. I'm not going to automate anything because I think I really want either to, well, I'm going to need to do some glass up before I can really start building pipes. I kind of wanted to do a nice pillar effect because I've made fully automated systems before in Technic, but it usually requires a bit of resources, a bit of concentration, and obviously a substantial amount of power, because not only are you having to keep everything topped off, you're running multiple machines, because regular macerators don't put out their stuff quick enough. And if you're using rotary macerators, yeah, they put out their stuff really, really quickly at higher speeds, but you also still have backup because iron furnaces and induction furnaces only go so quickly. At least for getting the stuff out. It's easier if you had like redstone or red power, and I guess it can still be pretty easy if I use Stirling engines in this particular mod pack. However, really the big downside there is I have to keep those powered with coal coke so that they can run for effectively ever. But they move out more stuff per individual pump. So if you had, say, a what's the word I'm looking for here? I feel like I'm at a loss for words today and not doing quite as well as I usually should. If you had a lot of if you had a lot of magma, I could use magmatic furnaces, but the Stirling engines are able to move 52 items per tick, and the the magmatic engines move 64 items per tick, so it's almost as fast as a red power transposer. The biggest difference is going to be that the transposer is able to be set with a filter, I think, and your filters are really going to be what set red power apart from this FTB, because red power is able to say, hey, I want to do this or I want to do that, instead of just like, well, I've got to pump out everything. I guess instead of rambling for like 12 minutes, I should really get at the point. The Stirling engine is beneficial when used with a wooden pipe, because at that point you can pull out items in piles of 52. At which case, I might find it more beneficial to make a fully automated tower set of all my machines using Stirling engines to move product from one machine to the next. Unfortunately, I would have to have coal perpetually powering those machines, or they would simply turn off and I would back up my system. Alternatively, I could use magmatic engines, but those only hold 4 buckets of lava per and produce 4 EU a tick. They require time to warm up, and if they're not produced with consistent lava, they will eventually overheat and freeze, lock up. They do not explode, but they can be a little higher maintenance because you have to regulate the amount of lava flow going to them. Right now I'm not at a infinite lava point, so I've kind of got a medium ground I'm hovering over here. And unfortunately with magmatic engines, I have to get the lava to the engine, and because I'd have to pump everything via pipe directly, it's just going to become one massive mess if I'm doing a pillar with a power cable running up the middle for these machines, and then pipes running up for lava on all the out pumps, and then pipes running up for all the product coming out of the machines themselves. What I'm mostly getting at is it's going to be painful. Alright, so I've got these guys. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's all of those, and that, and we have 3 batteries. Next, we throw the cable up here, we throw the 3 batteries across, we throw in 5 wood, and we have our bat box, from which we can cut the power. Now Batbox receives power on all sides, but it only puts out power on the circle here, which is why I have to face down from the bottom to basically go ahead and say, okay, well, it's receiving power from the side from the generator. Now I can set it up to have power going out the bottom, and then just neatly hide all the power cables beneath the thing here. I'm gonna go ahead and stick in another coal coke into my generator so I can go ahead and power this guy. 16 EU, 16k EU, easy, easy. I might as well just go ahead and throw 2 in there because I know it's going to take it. Let's see, I might as well go ahead and start macerating stuff, because that's going to be a big part of everything, is having enough stuff going through maceration. Next, we need to go ahead and make an electric furnace to really start producing. which is just an iron furnace, 2 redstone, and an electronic circuit. Now, do I still have any refined iron? I does not have any refined iron. Drop some stuff there. Gonna go ahead and take another 1 coal, throw that in the bottom. Let's see, I'm going to need, should just be that, right? Yeah, because that's, yeah, 5 iron, and the furnace is an iron furnace, and then 2 redstone and an electronic circuit, so 4 redstone total and 1 refined iron will be my total required materials. Let's go ahead and snap this guy up. And, oh, I need a little bit more copper. Fortunately for me, I have copper ahoy. Need a little bit more resin though. Darn you, resin! Didn't make enough of you. That is disappoint. I am very disappointed in myself here. Let's go ahead and put that in there, and just for the sake of it, we'll go ahead and throw in a full 8. And I will be right back with you guys once this 8 is done smelting, because who wants to sit here and listen to me ramble pointlessly for another 8 minutes? Alright, that was a slight delay for me, not even a delay for you guys. Gonna go ahead and make these into insulated copper cables. Take that down, put up 6 through here. You guys know the drill. Not iron, but refined iron. 2 redstone, we have our electronic circuit. We're going to break the furnace once again because this time we mean business. Throw that sucker back in this crafting bench like so. Redstone, redstone, circuit. Oh, maybe I should actually turn this into a iron furnace. There we go. Now I'm cooking with petroleum. Go ahead and stick that guy there, and by merely applying a little redstone and a little bit of circuit to the top of it, it makes it a completely different utility. Looks like I've already burned through my 2 coal coke there. That kind of sucks, but we'll make another one. That's fine. And right here we've got our iron dust producing. Gonna go ahead and slap that sucker into the electric furnace, and voila, we have basic production going here. So this is really how most people are going to end up starting if you're doing anything with industrial craft. Now, what I wanted to get into, as I've mentioned several times, was things like our thermal expansion stuff. Things like the pulverizer, which does basically the exact same thing as the macerator. And in fact, the pulverizer can also give us things that can be a little bit different. And I don't think the wood pulps from it, but pulverized gold. I think some of this stuff can be used differently. I'm not completely sure. Let's right click on that. I know it can give us things like slag, and sometimes lead is required from it, but I'm not seeing a whole lot here that actually says it's explicitly from that. But yeah, that's basic production right now. I guess the next thing we'd really start looking towards in terms of industrial craft is going to be, or not even necessarily industrial craft, but just in buildings in general, is going to be either our geothermal generators. We can start looking at solar panels, which is going to require us to make a centrifuge so we can get some silicon cells. And we're also going to need a compressor for making carbon plates, which will eventually get us a lot better armor than aluminum pants and hat here. You know, still wearing my end of the world gear. Let's see, for our basic stuff, I'm not going to worry about a recycler quite yet, or a miner, or a canning machine, but a compressor, very basic, smooth stone, electronic circuit machine block. I could probably go ahead and make one of those for us right now. Also, while I'm thinking about it, glass, fiber cables, 1 diamond, 2 redstone, 6 glass. I could possibly make some of those too. I do have my furnace kind of in process right now, but that's okay. Let's see. Everything should also work off of these, off the low current coming out of the bat box. I know that some things are obviously going to be better with higher voltage lines, but right now I was mostly concerned about just getting some basic power off the ground and doing what we do. So, I guess if I'm going to go ahead and make a compressor, not a compressor, that doesn't make any sense, but a compressor. We're going to need some smooth stone, we're going to need a machine block, and we're going to need electronic circuits for the machine block, of course, 8 refined iron, and smooth stone is obviously just cobblestone melted down. Really, really basic stuff right there. Go ahead and take the iron dust out, toss it in my bin over here. Can also pop downstairs really briefly, swipe some more coal coke. We're addicted to this stuff. Boom. Popping back upstairs. Upstairs, I said, not skip along the stairs. My generator's currently not generating any additional power because I'm sapping it pretty quickly. Like I said, this is a bit more effective than, say, coal, because obviously 16,000 versus 4,000. But at the rate at which I'm burning energy just from the maceration, it's going to be kind of a strain on the system. Compression, though, will get me into points that I can start making cooler armor. Ow, I got a bump on my shoulder, probably a bug bite of some sort. Making cooler armor, things like our nanosuits, which also require diamonds, of course, but things like that would be able to basically give me nigh invulnerability, and I could be able to do a lot more stuff in crazy ways. And of course I already have the coal set aside for basically anything I need to do. Sweet, rain stopped. Alright, since we have this thing here, we're going to need, like I said, 8 for the actual machine we're trying to make here. Correct? Correct? 9. We're actually going to need 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Go ahead and toss these back into the electric furnace. Electric furnace is a godsend when you're actually trying to save time because it smelts so much faster than a regular furnace or even an iron furnace. It's obviously not as fast as an induction smelter because induction smelters or induction furnaces require a lot of additional materials. Biggest one being just that advanced machine block. I don't remember what the maximum power output is on these guys. I can double check on that, but advanced alloys are also required, which are made via rolling machine in this particular doodad, this particular mod pack, which is a little inconvenient, but not terribly so. I mean, I was planning on going to the rolling machine eventually, just wasn't there yet. Alright, so while we wait on that to finish, I'm going to go ahead and make another tree tap since I basically spent my last one. We're going to pop outside really quickly and collect a little bit more rubber. I should really invest in something like a electronic tree tap because those can be quite awesome. And they don't break. And anything that doesn't break is a win by me. Also, do I have any wheat on it? I don't have my wheat on hand. Let's grab my wheat. I think I stuck it all upstairs, or I spent it all. I think I might have spent it all. Well, I collect that. Replant. Let's see about... Oh, I don't... I'm so special, Ed. I really am sometimes. I apologize if I offend anybody by that, but I don't think things through sometimes, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna breed some cows while I'm out here doing my thing, but no, I completely forgot to collect any wheat. So now I'm doing that now because I've got so much ADD going on right here, which I guess is pretty common when you're playing Minecraft. Yeah. Feed them, make them babies. Feed them, make them babies. Don't look. Give them some privacy. We got the babies. The babies. Cool. So now I'm gonna tap these trees, and of course most of them are like seriously high up there, which is annoying. I guess I can make like a second floor to my my house structure that will give me a little easier access to the top halves of the trees since they're not exactly really hidden up there, so I can get up there easily enough. Also, I haven't had any more escapes on my my cattle here. They've been trying to get through the wall, but they're not going very far, which is fortunate for me because they're just kind of wedging themselves in there. I could have swore that cows and animals and stuff were saved on a per chunk basis, but nowadays it seems like the cattle just do whatever they want to do, and I might as well just say, well, I have no real authority here. But I guess that's always the way it is with Minecraft animals. At least these guys have seemed to stick around for enough episodes that I still have potential food sources in the future, as well as leather, which I'm gonna need plenty of that if I ever do any sort of mistcraft. I've still got one guy right there waiting to grow. All these other ones have popped, which is awesome. Get that sap there. Resin is just another name for sap. Also usually has a wide variety of uses. Do I see? Oh, that's a cocoa thing. I was like, do I see a rubber tree out there? But no, it's cocoa. Gonna go ahead and throw my nigh depleted sap tap in there. Check down here. My generator is not currently generating, but that's also because I'm kind of filled out here. Let's macerate some of this gold. I only have 10 gold. I didn't find nearly as much gold as I did diamonds, which on one hand is good, but on the other hand it's kind of bad because I will need gold. Refined iron, we needed a machine block, like so. We needed some cables, which looks like I'm kind of poorly on copper ore, so that really should have been what I threw in here next. But you know, I didn't think that far ahead. And yeah. So I think this has been quite productive. We've got machines going. We've really got the base foundation here. I'm gonna go ahead and make in a thing right there, so I can save my diamonds. Actually, be effective with them. There's some coal over here too. Save my diamonds. Be effective with them. Go ahead and make something a little bit more worthwhile. And oh, this guy's still draining on that. And have a legitimate power source like the my God, I'm not thinking this morning. You know, if I sit here recording for like a really long period of time, I just like mind blank immediately, and I'd seriously apologize because I want to be more prepared than this. But it's relatively early for me, and I had a long day yesterday. Didn't go to bed till late, and so now it's kind of coming back to bite me. What I was trying to say is I can use my diamonds more efficiently, have better armor than just making diamond armor with them. I'm going to still need to use them to make diamond tools, things for like a quarry, which that requires a diamond pickaxe, and still be able to do other things like Lapatron crystals, using those for better energy storages than bat boxes, having things like MFSs and MFEs. So yeah, that's all down the line, and it's easier now that I have diamonds, because once you get diamonds, you can get more diamonds. Easy enough anyway. And I suppose worst to worst, even if I don't build any piping systems going to wherever I'm quarrying, I can always have a chest attached to the quarry and have the quarry just deposit everything into the chest. So that's always a big plus. You know, I can make like 4 redstone engines and just set that thing up. I also kind of want to do my quarrying underground, but I think I'm going to mostly go to the north of here. I haven't really explored much to the north, but it looks like it's just dense jungle as far as the map can see. So that's not a prospecting future to wander the surface of. Alright, so that guy is done right there. We're going to go ahead and take the copper. Obviously I have 2 different kinds of copper here, but they're usable interchangeably, which is awesome. And now I have enough to make one little circuit for a compressor. Don't need that. I need that. And we'll make little redstone on the sides. Energy circuits. Now we go back to look at our compressor, which is just this guy. We have our 6 stone. Very nice, very nice. That's and that's, and we have a compressor. Not going to run the compressor right now. Don't have anything that needs compressing, to be fair. But, I think that this, is going to do it for us on this episode. Next time, I kind of want to go ahead and slap another machine on this line. One for extraction, get a little bit more rubber out of my resin, so that way I don't have to tap the trees as frequently. But for right now, I'm just kind of wait on things to macerate down. I think I might go ahead and grind everything down to dust off camera, so that way you guys don't have to sit here and watch me do this, because this will get really, really boring. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Once again, every like and comment is greatly appreciated. I reply to most comments unless it's like a dead giveaway of what I'm doing on the next episode, because I like to keep some mystiqueness to it. Or if it's kind of stating an obvious or stating something that people are already aware of, then people are already unaware of that thing. If people are already aware of it, I'm probably not going to really reply. But I try and reply to every single comment that comes in. Obviously, if I get way too many comments, I can't possibly reply to them all. But that doesn't really seem to be the problem right now. So once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.